mega mergers or not, these things can be very, very difficult. Everything from integrating sort of information and technology to culture, But how do you think about the biggest risks of these sorts of things? Like, what is, even if you're buying a mid-tier, geography play, like how would you begin to assess and think about the various risks that are exposed to the buyer?
Yeah, so it's I'll try and talk about it from both broker and underwriter perspectives simultaneously, but typically acquisitions into a space mean new market entrants, which mean new pressure for growth, new pressure for results within that particular market. So let's say it's reinsurance broking, or let's say it's mid-market property insurance business, whatever it is, you're going to drive competitive pressure in that space. And normally, in most other industries, the result of that would be pressure on prices. In broking, that doesn't seem to happen yet. To some extent, maybe we're starting to see more generous rebates being offered by incoming brokers, and then it's a really difficult question for the brokers whether they want to match that offer that's coming in from smaller brokers, or lose the business, or stick to their original prices near enough and hope they still win these RFPs because of their clout and scale and leverage and so on. Similarly, on the underwriting side, new entrants or entrants that have had loads of capital pumped into them and have been told to hit these growth targets have the effect of potentially driving down prices as competition rises, and therefore it becomes a question for everybody else as to whether they want to stay on that business, or whether they think that they have the brand strength and the clout to still be a crucial partner to the client in that scenario. So in every case, one of the biggest challenges, I think, is going to be the excitement from new entrants in an incredibly cash-rich and optimistic acquisition environment will put pricing pressure on everybody involved, the incomers and the incumbents. And because of that, that could put pressure on the sustainability of all of those players' books going forwards, and on their operations and on the way they do business, which is exciting actually, as well as being a challenge, because then people turn to operations and they turn to innovation and ways of being able to service the new pressure, where historically, arguably, there hasn't been enough pressure to force people to look seriously at alternative ways of doing things to the way they've always done things.